we've accomplished a lot together. It was important work, but it became very clear to me that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals were far too weak to stop big corporations from ripping off people. We tore up the agreement with Justin Trudeau, and we know that that means that an election now is more likely than before.
I think that's what Jagmeet is saying. He's saying, you can go with Pierre Poilievre and the cuts if that's what you want. But if you don't want that, then I'm the only alternative. And I think that's a good message for the NDP.
The Conservatives want to make people pay to receive health care. Jagmeet Singh's words echoed through the halls of Parliament, setting the stage for an explosive confrontation with Pierre Poilievre. As tensions reached a boiling point, Singh dropped a bombshell that left Poilievre reeling. What did Singh reveal, and how will it change the game for Canadian politics? In a stunning move that sent shockwaves through Canadian politics, Jagmeet Singh tore up the NDP's agreement with Justin Trudeau's Liberals.
I know that the work of this committee may not look good on the Liberals and on their inaction. It may not look good on Justin Trudeau and the Liberals. Specifically, as the Prime Minister said, Conservative parliamentarians that are connected to foreign interference coming from the Indian government. We've seen both parties put their parties ahead of the country. I believe a leader needs to put the country first. And so we'll continue to fight hard to make sure we are protecting Canadians, we are protecting our democracy, we are keeping people safe.
This wasn't just a minor disagreement. It was a full-blown rejection of the supply and confidence deal that had kept the Liberal minority government afloat. Let's rewind a bit. The NDP had been propping up Trudeau's government in exchange for action on key priorities like dental care and pharmacare, but frustration had been brewing within NDP ranks. Many felt the Liberals were dragging their feet, paying lip service to progressive policies without delivering real results.
The Conservatives want to make people pay to receive health care, and the Liberals are too weak to stop them. Why the Liberals letting Conservatives force people to pay out of pocket to receive health care?
Torn up the carbon tax coalition so that Winnipeggers would not fire him in a by-election. But as soon as the votes were counted, he betrayed them too and taped back together this carbon tax coalition. So he put out a Hollywood production where he claimed he had torn up the carbon tax coalition onto which he had signed up, that he was going to stop fighting for his pension and start fighting for the people.
Singh's decision caught the Liberals completely off guard. They'd grown comfortable relying on NDP support, but now that safety net was gone. Trudeau's team was left scrambling, suddenly vulnerable to a potential no-confidence vote. But Singh wasn't done dropping bombshells. He made a bold claim that sent political analysts into a frenzy. Only the NDP could stop Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives from taking power. It was a direct challenge to both Trudeau and Poilievre, positioning the NDP as the true progressive alternative. This move completely reshuffles the deck for the next election. With the NDP-Liberal alliance in tatters, we're looking at a wide-open race. Progressive voters who've been disappointed by Trudeau now have a clear alternative in Singh, and centrist voters worried about Poilievre's policies might see the NDP as a safer bet than the struggling Liberals. Singh is betting big that he can unite the anti-conservative vote behind the NDP banner. It's a risky play, but one that could pay off huge if he pulls it off. He's presenting the NDP as the only party with both the progressive vision and the political strength to take on Poilievre. This seismic shift has major implications for Poilievre's strategy too. The Conservative leader now faces a resurgent NDP threat on his left flank, while Trudeau's Liberals are weaker than ever.
The NDP leader had sold out the people and signed on to a costly coalition with this carbon tax prime minister.
Canadian Medical Association is worried about privatization in our healthcare system. They're worried about the real impacts of a dangerous shortage of frontline healthcare workers.
With the NDP, when they were interested in working with us, we were able to do things like dental care with 650,000 people already getting care.
How will Poilievre respond to this new political landscape? That's the question on everyone's mind as we dive into the latest polling numbers that have the Conservatives riding high. Everyone's talking about Singh's bold moves, but is he really the one Poilievre should be worried about? The shocking poll numbers we're about to reveal suggest otherwise. In fact, they show a conservative surge that's leaving both the NDP and Liberals in the dust. But there's a twist that could change everything. Let's break down these jaw-dropping statistics. The Conservatives aren't just leading, they're dominating. Across Canada, support for Poilievre's party has skyrocketed, especially in Western provinces. In places like Alberta and Saskatchewan, Conservative support is through the roof. It's like voters out west can't get enough of Poilievre's message. Now compare that to Singh and Trudeau's numbers. It's not even close. The Liberals are sinking fast, and the NDP is struggling to gain any real traction. Poilievre's popularity is off the charts, leaving his rivals in the dust. So what's driving this conservative surge? 2 words: cost of living. Poilievre has hammered home his message on rising grocery prices and packed food banks. He's pointing the finger squarely at Trudeau's policies, especially that carbon tax. And boy, is it working. Voters are eating it up, especially working-class Canadians who feel the pinch every time they hit the checkout line. With numbers like these, it's hard to see how anyone can challenge Poilievre. The Conservatives are riding high, and a majority government looks more likely by the day. It's like Poilievre has found the magic formula to connect with voters, leaving Singh and Trudeau scrambling to catch up. But hold on, there's a twist in this tale. While 43% of Canadians are backing the Conservative Party, only 36% actually like Poilievre himself. That's a pretty big gap. It suggests a lot of people might be jumping on the Conservative bandwagon just because they're fed up with Trudeau, not because they're in love with Poilievre. This could be the chink in Poilievre's armor. If Singh can exploit this weakness and paint Poilievre as out of touch with everyday Canadians, he might just have a shot at turning things around. But with the Conservatives riding this high, it's going to be one uphill battle. Just when everyone thought Poilievre was unstoppable, Singh drops a political bombshell. He's not just going after Liberal voters anymore, he's gunning for unhappy Conservatives too. It's a high-stakes move that's shocking political insiders. But here's the kicker: only 25% of Conservative voters actually like the party itself. Could this be Singh's golden ticket? Singh's not pulling any punches with his new strategy. He's going all in on a 2-pronged attack that's got Ottawa buzzing. First, he's trying to rally all the anti-Poilievre voters under the NDP banner. But that's not all. Singh's also making a play for Conservative supporters who aren't sold on their own leader. It's a bold move, but Singh's facing some major hurdles. The NDP has always struggled to break through in Conservative strongholds, and convincing die-hard Tory voters to switch sides, that's no easy task. But Singh sees an opening, and he's charging right through it. Singh's banking on the fact that many Conservative voters in booting out Trudeau than they are in Poilievre's actual policies. He's painting a picture of the NDP as the real change Canadians are looking for. Singh's message is clear: vote for us, and we'll stop Poilievre's cuts without the baggage of the Liberals. But can Singh actually pull this off? He's targeting Conservative-leaning voters by hammering Poilievre's corporate ties and warning about potential budget cuts. Singh's betting that when push comes to shove, some of these voters will prioritize protecting social services over party loyalty. The NDP leader is also doubling down on progressive policies. He's talking up plans to raise the federal minimum wage, decriminalize drugs, and push for fair taxation. It's a stark contrast to Poilievre's message, and Singh's hoping it'll resonate with working-class voters across the political spectrum. Singh's recent break from the Liberals is a key part of this strategy. By ending the supply and confidence agreement, he's sending a clear message. The NDP isn't just a Liberal sidekick. It's a real alternative for voters who want change but are wary of Poilievre's Conservatives. As Singh ramps up his offensive, all eyes are on Poilievre. How will the Conservative leader respond to this unexpected challenge from his left flank? Singh's gamble has set the stage for a fierce showdown between two very different visions for Canada's future. The political chess match takes an unexpected turn. Poilievre is not just defending, he's going for the jugular. His strategy turns Singh's own words against him in a way that could shatter the NDP leader's credibility. The accusations flying around Parliament Hill are sending shockwaves through Ottawa. Poilievre isn't pulling any punches in his counterattack against Singh. He's launched a blistering offensive, branding the NDP leader as a phony and a fraud. The Conservative firebrand is painting a picture of Singh as someone who pretends to fight for the people while actually being Trudeau's puppet behind the scenes. But Poilievre is not just throwing around empty insults. He's digging deep into Singh's political past, unearthing positions that seem to contradict his current stance. The most explosive accusation: Poilievre claims Singh is a hypocrite on the carbon tax, benefiting from it while publicly opposing it. How can anyone ever believe what this sellout NDP leader says in the future? Poilievre thundered in a recent speech. The Conservative leader is working overtime to tie Singh to Trudeau's most unpopular policies. He's hammering home the message that the NDP-Liberal alliance has led to skyrocketing grocery prices and increased food insecurity. Poilievre's strategy is clear. make voters see Singh as just another part of the Liberal machine that's failing everyday Canadians. At the same time, Poilievre is shoring up his own base. He's leaning into right-wing populist messaging, tapping into the frustration many feel with the current government. It's a delicate balance, appealing to his core supporters while also trying to attract disaffected NDP voters. All of this is building up to what promises to be a series of explosive debates between Singh and Poilievre. Political insiders are already speculating about the fireworks to come. Singh is expected to hit back hard, challenging Poilievre on his own record of cuts to social services. The stage is set for a clash of titans, with both leaders fighting to position themselves as the true champion of working-class Canadians. In the end, Poilievre's goal is clear. Paint Singh as a fake working-class hero, someone who talks the talk but doesn't walk the walk. It's a high-stakes gamble that could either cement Poilievre's lead or give Singh an opening to turn things around. As the election draws closer, all eyes are on these two leaders. Their showdown isn't just about winning votes, it's about defining the very future of Canada. As the dust settles on this political earthquake, Jagmeet Singh has emerged as the unexpected titan ready to take on Pierre Poilievre. The NDP leader's bold moves have shaken up the entire Canadian political landscape, positioning him as Poilievre's most formidable opponent. We're looking at a clash of titans, folks. In one corner, we have Poilievre's vision of tax cuts and smaller government. In the other, Singh's promise of a stronger social safety net and fair taxation. It's a battle for the very soul of Canada, and voters are going to have to make a clear choice. This isn't just another election, it's a defining moment for our country. Will Canadians embrace Poilievre's conservative revolution, or will they rally behind Singh's progressive alternative? The stage is set for an epic showdown that will shape Canada's future for years to come.